All right, everybody. Thanks for watching this quick video. I'm assuming that you're watching this because you're interested in getting more information about telesales. Maybe you've already been doing it a little bit. Maybe you're brand new. Maybe you're converting from field sales. You want to do telesales, or maybe you're like brand new in the industry and you've heard a lot about doing telesales. You're just not sure how to get started or where to get started. So I'm going to give you some quick tips. I'm going to give you 5 tips, mainly geared towards beginners. Okay. My name's Joe Johnson. I'm going to be your host today. I'm with Senior Life Insurance Company. I've been doing telesales since the pandemic. Just before the pandemic, I was strictly field sales. I never, in fact, I didn't even call clients to book appointments. I just showed up. I was a door knocker. After the pandemic hit and we were kind of forced to do telesales, man, I really worked really hard to perfect my skills on the phone. I've written some really good scripts. So if you're interested in doing telesales and you want to work with me, you want access to the scripts and my mentoring and my training, here's what I'll do. I'll leave a link in the description below, a contact link so you can contact me, shoot me over a message, and I'll reach out to you. We can have a conversation, see if potentially working with myself and Senior Life would be a good fit for you. All right, here we go. Let's jump right into it. Tip number one. Tip number one is that you're just going to have to bite the bullet and invest in leads. This thing about working like old 3-month, year-old leads, recycled leads. Listen, I'm not telling you it's a waste of time, but I'm telling you you're going to spend a lot of time that you shouldn't. And I've seen a lot of agents, to be quite honest with you, I've seen a lot of agents, they get into it, and instead of investing in the high quality leads, they keep buying these leads. Either they're getting just free leads that they can get, recycled leads from their mentor or their upline, or they're purchasing leads online like these 50 cent or even recycled $1 leads. I'm just telling you, in my own personal experience and what I've seen with other agents is, man, just bite the bullet and get high quality leads. I've seen too many agents not invest in leads. All they work are these crappy leads. And 3 weeks later, they get frustrated and they quit. And they never gave themselves a fair shot at succeeding because they kept working the crappy leads. Okay. Here at Senior Life, we don't have crappy leads. We've got good leads, man. TV leads, live transfers. Yeah, they're expensive. A live transfer is a $55 lead. Okay. Now, that may seem expensive, but literally, I've seen agents buy 200 leads from a vendor for 100 or 200 bucks and spend a week prospecting and not make any sales. Okay. These live transfers, these are people that called in on a Senior Life branded commercial about final expense, about life insurance. For telesales, unequivocally, they are the best leads that you can get. And then we've got regular TV leads. We've got Facebook leads. We got Facebook live transfers where clients are calling in off of a Facebook campaign that's on their phone with an 800 number to speak to an agent to get a quote. Those are hot leads. We've got a telemarketing department. There's no reason as a telesales agent that you should be making outbound calls, prospecting on bad leads, on bad data. So that's tip number one, is be willing to invest and work the good leads right off the bat. Tip number two, telesales, man, you got to have some thick skin. You got to have a great attitude, a great mindset. Um, I like using daily affirmations. You got to be tough. You got to be like the honey badger. You know what a honey badgers are rated as like the number one like fearless animal on the planet. And they say their skin is like a 1/4 inch thick. It's like rubbery, and even when a lion bites it, it can like manipulate. It's got very loose skin. It's got a fantastic defense mechanism. Be like the honey badger and be fearless, but have a great attitude, man. That's the thing. And part of having a great attitude is if you're working with a great team and you got a really good mentor, someone who's going to help you, train you, and be there with you throughout the process, that's definitely going to help. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is, man, you got to be willing to, what I say is, manage your expectations. Okay? Manage your expectations in the fact that you can't underestimate the work that you got to put in to do this thing. Too many agents I see get started, they underestimate the amount of time and effort it's going to take, and they only work an hour or two a day, and they don't understand why they're not making sales. You got to be willing to be on the phone 4, 5, 6, sometimes even 8 hours a day. Work it like a job. I mean, if you had a job and you only work 2 hours a day, you'd get fired. Okay. So you can't expect to come in and work with anybody and not put in a good effort, um, and and to make sure that you're going to succeed. Okay. Because it's not going to work. And I just seen too many agents just not put in the effort. And you got to be willing. The live transfers are awesome, but you're not always guaranteed that you're going to get 10 live transfers a day. So you also have to be willing to purchase the other leads, the online quote requests, the telemarketing leads, even the direct mail leads. You got to work. Work all the different types of leads. That's part of managing your expectations. Know that you're going to need to purchase direct mail leads, telemarketing leads, online quote requests, Facebook leads. You should be on the phone a minimum of about 6 hours a day, and your goal should be to have at least 4 or 5 good conversations and make at least 2 to 3 presentations. At the end of the day, at the end of the week, I should say, your goal should be to make 15 to 20 presentations with clients. And if you do that, you'll make 7 or 8 sales in a week. And if you're doing that, that means you're making probably 4 to 5 thousand a week if you can put in those types of numbers. All right, that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is that you have to be willing to work through the learning curve. Whether you're even if you're not new to telesales, you want to work with senior life, you may be new to the senior life. You have to be willing to work through the learning curve. Even good salespeople have to be willing to work through the learning curve. There is going to be a learning curve. You're going to have to be willing to invest that money. And sometimes I've seen some of the best agents that are doing telesales. Man, their first 4 or 5 live transfers, they just flopped. They didn't do well on them. Okay. And that's a pretty good investment. You're talking, $200-300 worth of an investment, but to get through that learning curve. And here's what I can tell you about the learning curve. The quicker you can get through the learning curve, in other words, I call it condensing time frames. Okay. Let's say, for example, you're going to take live transfers. Well, let's say 10 live transfers. Well, you could take one agent that takes 10 live transfers, but over a 30-day period, over a month. And you have another agent that takes 10 live transfers over 2 days. I can promise you the agent that condenses the time frames and takes the 10 live transfers within 2 days is going to succeed a lot quicker and get through that learning curve. The agent that's constantly getting new leads, making hundreds of outbound calls every single day, they're going to get better and they're going to get through the learning curve quicker than the person who just kind of is sticking their toe in the water, if you will, or just kind of dabbling in it. All right, that's tip number 4. Here's my last tip. It has to do with the script. I cannot underemphasize, that's a good word. I can't underemphasize how important it is for agents to memorize the script, but not just memorize it, but to internalize it. So it's just natural. You've got to work on that script. And here's what I recommend. Even for myself, before I make calls, if I'm going to do telesales for the day, before I start calling, I get myself pumped up. I get the script, I read through it, I drill myself, I say it out loud 5 or 6 times. So that's important. As a new agent, you just can't have the script. Oh yeah, I've talked to agents sometimes. All right, man, you got the script memorized? Well, I read through it. Okay, well, let's go, man. Let's drill. And they sound like crap. You can't sound like crap on the phone. When you memorize the script, then you can internalize it. When you can internalize it, then you can inject your own personality into it, and it just flows naturally without it sounding like a script. And it's important every single day to practice and drill every single day on the script, 20 to 30 minutes a day, even after you've gone through the so-called learning curve. First thing you should do before you start making calls is go through the script, read it out loud to yourself, record yourself. That's an awesome thing to do. You can record yourself, listen to what you sound like, play it back, send it to your manager, let your manager listen to it. All right, that's tip number 5. That's all I got for you today. So if you like this content, if you think this type of content is helpful, do me a favor, subscribe to our channel. I'm going to do my best to put out new content, at least try to do it once a week or every other week. I'll get content out. But if you want to work with me directly, and you want to work on my team, contact me directly. Like I said, in I'm going to leave a link there's a description below. So go to the description of the call. I'm going to leave a link so you can contact me. We can get in touch with each other and have a great conversation. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for plugging in. Thanks for watching this video. Appreciate you. Make sure you leave a comment. I like reading the comments. If you thought the content was good, give it a thumbs up as well. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.